All right, welcome to another big schmooze. A big schmooze coming from a couple places. We got, Will is, I believe, in his Meta McMansion, right? Will, is that right? Oh, he's shaking his head. Will, I was told this was going to be like a little housewarming party. Like we're basically going to get to your, we're going to get into your living room. You're going to give us some Meta brownies of some sort, right? What happened?
Well, Tom, that was the plan. That was the plan. It's been a rough week.
We'll let that be a tease, Will. Thanks for that fun tease. All right, we also have Courtney here. Courtney, not from a Meta mansion of any sort, I don't think, right?
I still brought tea. I'm in a real life house with real life furniture.
Real life.
Oh, you brought tea? Wait, what kind of tea? Oh.
Candy cane lane, peppermint green tea.
Nice.
Calf.
Sipping a 1999 Puer brick tea.
Does tea age like that? Is that a thing, or is it just
yeah.
old? Is it just like your mom forgot about it for decades and then gave it to you and sort of acted like it was a nice.
This is a Lipton from 1980.
Yeah,
my great aunt forgot about it.
I think it's like wine. I think the flavors are much more fine tuned.
They appreciate with time.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, yeah, you can buy tea that ages just like wine.
And it tastes better?
It tastes weird, but once you sort of acquire the taste, it tastes great. So.
Well, and so I'm actually I was under the impression that we were going to take this a little more seriously. Will in particular, I'm not sure what you're wearing there. This is kind of a big deal tonight. We're doing live coverage of international crises.
I'm just comfortable, Tom. I'm sorry. I was just trying to be comfortable so I can present. But you look. What are you doing here? You have something planned after this?
Well, no. This is just a big deal. I take this seriously every time. Look, Will, we're on YouTube. All right. I don't want to look like one of these slouches. I don't look like one of these Logan Pauls.
You want to look like a schlub, of course.
Right. Yeah. I take this seriously, and also, the fact that our podcast was recently bought out by this new search engine. I want to impress the bosses. New search engine, by the way, it's called Gargoyle. You search for whatever you want. They're really trying to change things. We're used to saying, let's Google this, let's Google that. Can you Google that? Tracy Jordan said, can I Google myself in your office, Liz Lemon, right? But we're moving it. We're moving to the future now. The future is gargoyling. So gargoyle all of your questions. The exact phrase, search for the things you want, watch out for the monsters. I don't know what that means exactly, but gargoyle is the future. All right. And, I just want to make sure they know one of us takes this seriously, because who knows when there's going to be downsizing, right?
Well, I think it is only one of us taking it seriously. Courtney, did you even know about this? I didn't know. We have a new sponsor.
Oh, you didn't even get the email.
I missed that email.
Yeah, no, I signed over the rights to the show. I thought you guys were
by yourself. Oh, wow.
Well,
okay.
I put your names on it.
Paul.
I assumed that Courtney has a nice signature, and then Will, I just did 4 X's in a row for yours, like a blind person.
Right. Yeah, like sort of an illiterate. That's what I usually sign with. It's just 4 X's, maybe 5 if I'm generous.
Please tell me there's a heart by my name.
There is a heart in your name. You know how
there was an I, it would have been dotted with one for sure.
Correct. I actually was thinking about, could I just put an I in here somewhere?
Like, how do you spell it? Is it a Y or with an I?
Maybe, yeah.
So can you just pop in an I that has a heart on it anyways?
Maybe instead of the EY or AY, it's just an I, COURTNI with a heart.
Yeah, I guess that would work phonetically.
Look, I'm rebranding us because we don't have a lot of listeners. I'm just trying to do what we can to get ourselves out there. And Gargoyle is really worried about this too. They said, they're buying us as an underdog, and everyone loves an underdog story. But one thing that was really clear was they said, look, you got to do news. Enough with this pop culture nonsense. You got to do some news. You got to do international features. All right. So that's today is our relaunch.
How much do they pay you for this deal?
Why is today our relaunch? Can we make next time our relaunch? Or can I shower first? What's...
I'll ask.
You see the disparity here, Tom? I'm comfortable. Courtney says she hasn't showered, and you're in a tuxedo. So
well, let me Google my boss, our boss, Big Garg at gargoyle.com.
Big Garg. Is that what he goes by?
Is that the gargoyle you've been referring to?
Well, no, it's Gargoyle is the search engine, the same way Google or Jeeves or whatever else. It's just it's one of those
You
things.
know, I got like a whole pack of LaCroix on my front door this morning, and I was like,
Probably from Gargoyle. Big Garg.
yeah, that's what I just made that connection. I was thinking, I was like, that's weird. I didn't know where this. I don't, what sort of neighbor just dumps a
Look, Will.
12 pack of my favorite LaCroix on my front door?
I have no doubt that
Thank you, Gargoyle.
Big
That
Garg has your
explains
back.
the flaming bag of shit that I got on my doorstep. So I don't.
Look, it's one of these like 21st century, but really they're trying to do like what's the 22nd century workplace going to look like, management style. So I don't really know, but I'm embracing the future and I'm rejecting the past because that's what we have to do.
Well, Tom, you can't reject us though. You got to bring us up to the future with you.
Yeah, you're on the show today, aren't you? Right?
Yeah, and I mean, did we make any more money other than the LaCroix that I got for free and the flaming bag of shit? Do we get any more compensation? We'll go into this after the show, but there's more that we need to hash out here. And Tom, if I'm going to be honest on air, we need a producer at some point.
Where's the merch?
Where's the merch? Yeah.
We need merch.
We need some merch. Let's come up with some merch ideas. We can launch a Big Garg will set up a t-shirt shop for us. So how about we try to come up with a t-shirt idea every week?
All this we talk, and it's sort of, a singular person leading the wagon.
Me and Garg, we'll talk about this. Don't worry about it.
Tom, so if I show up next week wearing a tie, I get to run the deal and I get to sign all the papers.
Yeah.
Is that how it works? Look, I can dress up
all
too.
The bubbles.
Look, Courtney, it's been stressful, and I'd be happy to hand off this burden to you. Not to Will, though.
What do you mean? I'm over here getting drunk on
Yeah.
corporate champagne.
You're right where Garg wants you. And another change actually is Courtney is now in charge of the news. So Courtney, I hope you got that email. Maybe check your spam for Big Garg. The Big Garg
Is that where
account.
all my emails have been going? The spam.
I don't know what your emails look like, but anyway, he said, Courtney, she's got to be she's like Robin on Howard Stern now. She does the news, and Will does the crazy stuff, and I don't know who I am. I'm Artie Lang or something.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I
That
briefly scammed the email, but do you want me to get into it now, or should we? Is there a segment?
Yeah, let's do another tease. He said, look, you got to do teases. You got to keep them waiting. You can't give them what they want. You got to let them just wait for what they want. So we'll get there. We'll get there for that. So Will, I know you were kind of talking about your house. Let's do a quick update on Will and the Meta house. I know you were living virtually next to Mark Zuckerberg, who's kind of popping over the fence like the neighbor in Home Improvement. What's the current situation with your Meta house, your .2 mil house?
Yeah, well, not to bring the show down or anything, but my Meta mansion, it got repossessed. I didn't have enough money for even the .2 mil mansion, and I was just living way beyond my means. And it was really irresponsible of me. And it's just been a rough week, I gotta say. Monday morning started for me. Bank pounding on my door, breaking down my door.
Wait.
Men with guns coming in saying, "You don't have enough money for this."
Were these men in
sort of seized my computer, and then
Will,
the rest of the week has just been this and that. And
Will, I have an important question. Were these physical men like in the reality world, or were they like a bunch of Sims with guns?
No, they were real. They were real. I think. I don't know.
It's hard to tell sometimes, right?
It's hard to tell. The VR headset sort of melds with the real world to a point where, I don't know if Mark intends this, but you can't really tell the difference, and it's rough on the brain. So, anyways, what I would say is, the metaverse. If you want to go there, Godspeed you, my friend. But I'm not. It's just sort of. I mean, I'm a millennial. I can't afford a house. Metaverse or real verse.
I would guess you've got some options, though. Like there's got to be some people subletting their meta mansions when they want to go experience the real ocean.
But when you've tasted the high life and sort of the metaverse, there's no way to get back to living out of somebody's closet. I do that in the real world. I already have a small apartment. I'm not
Yeah.
going to have a meta small apartment too. And what, a meta, what's next? A meta small bathtub that doesn't fit me perfectly and is just unusable.
Yeah, I think
where does it stop? The real world
Look,
reflecting your meta world.
Zuckerberg thinks that he's got this perfect population of rich people in there, but it's not going to be very long before you get a bunch of deadbeats living in the basements of these meta McMansions. That could be you someday, Will. You got to dream a little bigger.
I don't know. I've dipped my toe in the pond, and the VR world is it's not for me anymore.
Why don't
I've
you
decided
open up
to.
your own meta tea shop? Work, do
Oh.
something.
Yeah, get a
Yeah,
job.
that could work. Actually, that's a good point. I didn't really have a job in the metaverse.
That was maybe your issue. Like when you play The
Yeah, that could have
Sims.
been it.
I don't really know.
Maybe.
My whole reference for the whole metaverse thing is that I played The Sims a few times. But I recall you'd go get a job. You'd go to work 8 hours
Yeah,
a
but
day.
I work in the real world, and then I gotta go get a job in the metaverse too,
Yep,
and I
yeah.
gotta work at
You gotta
Chipotle.
pull yourself up
metaverse.
by your meta bootstraps,
Right.
Will.
You know what they say, Will?
What do they say?
All work, no play.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's why I don't work.
Or play.
No, I'm just kidding. But I would consider the meta job. It's not a bad idea. I just suppose that, where does it end? I got a meta car. I gotta
Get a
drive into work on my meta commute.
meta
I
flat
gotta
tire.
I gotta consider meta climate change and all the issues that come with that. My car's emissions.
Yeah. I don't know why he put that
Whether
in
or not
there.
I Uber.
I saw that Zuckerberg's
it's-
mansion just got destroyed by one of those hurricane tornadoes
I saw that too.
that are on fire.
Yeah.
They
They had one of those fire typhoons,
Right.
and it sort of took out it took out a part of what used to be my mansion. So surprisingly, I lucked out there. But
Yeah,
again,
I've
it's
heard
rough.
that he's just benefiting
repossessed.
so much from the insurance in the fact that his meta house gets destroyed almost every week by some freak disaster, one of those 100-year acts of God.
Yeah,
And he
they
gets
say those are going to be happening like every 5 years now.
yeah,
So,
and they happen every 5 days in the metaverse, so that Zuckerberg
they
collects
on
on
an
it.
accelerated timeline.
Yeah, it's a different world, and one day I guess we'll all be in there.
But it's not too different from our world, which is why I didn't really want to get the job in the metaverse. Sort of meta capitalism,
What were you applying for?
regular capitalism. What was I applying for?
Yeah, what job were you going? You did a little meta interview.
Well, I didn't apply to any jobs yet. I didn't apply to a single one. I just bought the house, and I assumed you got like $1 million metabucks or something when you started the game, and then
Yeah, do a
after
little
I
cheat
signed
code,
up, it was
get $1 million.
there's no cheat codes, and the metaverse money is real, and so the meta bank I didn't think was real, and then I get my house broken into with a search warrant.
Oh.
And they seize my personal my gaming computer, and they say this is ours now, and I was like, but I bought that at Sears, and they say, well, this is where the meta mansion is. Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, but you can access it on any server, really. And they were like, shut up. And they just walked out with my computer. And I was like,
Not the most eloquent.
what do you do when you have a gun pointed at you? You don't do much.
Can you
just-
cry in the metaverse?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, noted.
It's probably a good thing, actually.
So okay, no, but Will, these men, did they show you a badge by any chance? Because it's what I'm hearing is they broke into your house, put you at gunpoint, and took your computer and left. Are you sure they were law enforcement? Didn't ask
I want to say yes. They had those like jackets to say FBI on the back of them, and I was
Yeah.
like,
on the front. Did
like,
you? I mean,
where the fuck do you get those if you don't work for the FBI?
trick though, Will. You gotta make sure when you look at like in the front it'll say FBI, right? On the back sometimes it says Federal Butt Inspector.
No, that's the prank one, But
I know, but did you look?
It just said FBI, and then I was like, well, these are the guys,
Could have been the butt inspectors, Will. That's all I'm saying.
They took my computer.
Yeah.
They seized it. No, sorry. Yeah, they stole it.
Look, okay, I don't know. Well, it's one of those mysteries. Maybe you'll hear about it again, maybe not. I don't know. But
I have a feeling we'll be hearing about it at some point. I don't know. It seems like an overreach, really. I don't know if Mark needs to go back to Congress or what, but having real FBI, definitely real, and probably, now that I think about it, not thieves, real FBI come into your house, seize your computer, saying, this is where your meta mansion is. We've taken back your house.
Yeah.
This is an overreach, and this is too far.
Did they
I'm
perhaps
not even a libertarian, but this is bullshit.
Did they perhaps identify themselves as, hey, we're the real FBI?
No, I mean they just said FBI.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Of course,
well,
probably.
when I was in first grade, a buddy of mine and I decided to call everyone in our school directory list and claim that we too were the FBI.
Really?
Just
Wait, in the second grade?
No, first grade.
Oh.
Right.
I mean, that's not that cool. Plus, I mean, children, I'm not gonna, if there's a bunch of children in an FBI jacket, stacked on top of each other, now we're talking. Get out of my house.
Yeah.
You're late for school, get out of here. I don't know you. But
I'm just saying
real grown people
that are endless.
Look, well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
we'll never know.
There are real concerns in the world. One of which is this pandemic, COVID-19, I think they're calling it. And one of the things that we really need to make sure happens, that Big Garg has requested that we do, is we want to make sure that all our media sort of heroes are letting everyone know that they're vaccinated, because all the media heroes who aren't vaccinated have made a big deal about it, but not all the ones who are vaccinated are doing the same. So what's been requested of us is that we do a little PSA, just a little ad that can be syndicated, that can be thrown out. So basically, they want us to play some characters and just do a little promotion for the vaccine. So, Courtney, I don't know if you want to get us started with this here. That's all the guidance I have. So really, we've got a wide blank canvas ready to make beautiful art on.
Okay. All right, let's do this.
Okay.
Oh my God, I am 10 times sexier now, and that is clinically proven after I just got my 14th dose of the vaccination.
And then,
Tom?
Yes, I'm a troll, and I'm just coming out of from under a bridge, and I saw that you got vaccinated, and I'm thinking about it, but I don't really want to get sexier. So what would you say to me?
Well, you won't be any dumber if you do it.
I'm not looking to be smarter or dumber. I like all the warts. I like my little brain, just as it is.
What if I told you that absolutely nothing would change if you just said yes to getting a little prick?
Well, I don't necessarily want a little prick. I'm fine with the rest.
I'll tell you this.
Who are you?
Just to jump in.
Who is this?
Dr. Stephen Mertz.
Get that needle away from me, Dr. Stephen Mertz. Get that needle away.
I'm just here to talk to you about medicine. Listen, little troll man, you want to live in Uglyville forever? You can't do that. You need to take the vaccine and become transformatively more attractive.
I don't like this guy, Courtney. Can you get him to go away? Can you get him to leave me alone?
Doctor, can you tell him the number one benefit of getting vaccinated? Remember what you told me?
Oh, that's listen here, little troll man. The number one thing about getting this little poke of the vaccine is that you won't get sick and die in your filthy little troll hovel. I'm
sensing that there's some judgment about me being a troll in this, and I don't appreciate it.
Of course not, little troll man.
I don't know why you can't treat me with respect.
There's no judgment at all.
Comes from a place of I subscribe to body positivity. I think my little troll body is beautiful, personally.
Of course. And I love plus-size trolls. They're the funniest and bestest of us all. But the thing is, we need to make everybody more beautiful in the Beautifulville land, and you're over there.
You're
in
rejecting my
Beautifulville,
beautiful
and we
body,
need you to-
my beautiful troll rolls.
It's
He's
perfect.
talking about your insides.
Exactly. You take over from here. I'm not getting through with this troll.
Let go of me. Let go.
Here's the thing, when I said
Stop.
here, I
Tase him.
don't mean
Tase him now.
Oh,
Sorry. Use the sticks.
no.
Go ahead.
No.
Doctor, I
Stop.
apologize.
Stop.
Oh, I'm the doctor now.
Well, of course. I'm not going to call you nurse. That would be sexy.
You tricked me. You were a doctor the whole time.
Listen here.
Stop.
No.
Shut up.
Oh. And then he got vaccinated, and there we go. There's a nice little ad for syndication.
And I think the tagline could maybe be like,
Perfect.
everyone needs a little prick, or a little prick never hurt anyone.
Everybody get your prick. It's free. Nothing else is.
All right, I'm glad we have that. There we go, big Garg. We did it. I think it turned out beautifully. So yeah,
with a bit of sorry to cut in, with a bit of censorship, you can put that on NBC. That could be nationally syndicated.
Yeah, well, so I know there's some things going on in the news right now, and I don't want to step on Courtney's new domain exactly, but I do want to share that one of the things that's funny about our like the world is not funny. Often what's happening in it is not that funny, right? But sometimes coverage can be kind of funny. And so there was maybe this will be another tease. Then we'll get to the news here. But you know how cable news, they have to make money with ads. There was an interesting little development here where they're talking about the sort of turmoil that might be happening in the world, and then they cut to an opportune ad, and we'll get to that in a little bit here. But Courtney, maybe you could set this up because you're in charge of what's going on in the world, of educating us. So let's do a little news corner or whatever we're calling it.
Okay, the news corner. Yeah, maybe like the window of news or something. Which
Sure.
window we could make that work?
Yeah, maybe
Corner office of news.
Will do a little like news guy doing like and now with the 6 o'clock news.
Okay. Tonight at 10 on News Desk.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah, you got it.
I mean, what do we'll clip it.
Yeah.
We'll cut it.
Yeah, our producer, he's on it.
He'll cut around this. We're probably not even gonna leave this in, so we can talk about. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead, Courtney. Please continue. Tonight at 10 on News Desk.
Hey everyone. So I've been a little busy these days, but it doesn't really matter because there's not a whole lot going on in the world. It seems to me like there's very little conflict and a lot of harmony. Everyone's healthy. Dogs are potty trained. It's been a quiet week in the world. The weather's calm too.
Even the weather's nice. Wow.
That's relaxing.
Yeah.
This is a good time to be alive, I guess.
It truly is.
It is. Yeah. Now, Courtney, I don't know. I don't know if it came up in your research today. I have heard that maybe there's like a little bit of conflict somewhere. Some people are calling it like World War III, but some people say that about anything. They'll say that about like the guy at Starbucks was rude to me today. He misspelled my name. It's World War III. I don't know if it's one of these situations or if it's something to worry about. What do you have to say?
I mean, my roommates got in a little scuffle this last week because one of them wasn't feeling so good, but they're totally fine now. But shit did get kind of crazy here. So, I mean, I don't know how relevant my life is to everyone else, but that's pretty much World War III in a nutshell this week.
Feels like a war is going on over there.
Yeah, but pretty
feel that,
calm
yeah.
mostly. Oh, there were, I was scrolling through, I think it was BuzzFeed, and there's some like firework fight between a couple countries. Maybe some
Fireworks.
Wait a second. Did they blow up another plane full of people or something?
No, but something with adult-sized bottle rockets and
Wow,
just
that sounds kind of dangerous. I used to play. I used to shoot bottle rockets at my foot only,
but like
for fun. And
the small ones, right?
yes, of course, the small ones, and those can still do some significant damage to the point where you might need to drive yourself or somebody else to the hospital. So, you're telling me there's bigger size of that, and that it could do damage.
Allegedly.
When we say adult sized, the thing we all want to know is what's the size?
Right.
Length, girth. What are we looking at?
Probably 7 feet.
7. Oh my God, that's like a whole spear.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's the scuffle going on, but I don't know that I would call it World War III.
Wait a second. I have a question. So 2 years ago, they said, "Oh my God, is this World War III? We just killed some guy in what was it, Texas or no, like Syria, or Lebanon."
One of them. I always get those confused.
Some dude, and I don't know. It's, somewhere else in the world that's not where I give a shit about. So it doesn't affect me really. But anyways, I see on online it was, oh, this is World War III. Is it like that or is it worse this time?
Well,
because that seemed like a false alarm. You know what I mean?
Judging the number of articles I saw, I think it's probably more of a big deal than what my roommates were going through this week. But I don't know.
It was one of those places.
There's not enough TikToks in our country right now that raise my alert level.
I've often written to my senator and said, we really need a stimulus to get more TikToks, because that's where it all is. That's how. Yeah, we need government subsidized TikToks, or else I don't know how we're going to know what's going on in the world.
And how are we going to fight the virus? This is really the only way now, probably.
TikTok.
Honest,
for whatever reason.
I don't have TikTok, and that's why I don't have the news today, you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I didn't.
No, that's okay. It sounded like your roommate was sick. Did they have COVID or something?
Didn't get that little prick like she should have.
When I said everyone was healthy, I guess I was kind of projecting on a world that I wish I lived in right now.
Dang.
If we could just move on, that would be nice.
Oh, yeah. No problem. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go there. But I hope your roommate feels better. And that sounds like a whole World War III in itself. So I wish you the best.
Courtney,
life doesn't suck any less, even if you do get a little prick,
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm sorry, Gargoyle.
Sometimes it sucks more.
It's true.
Now, Will...
It's just not very satisfying,
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, guys.
Well, so Will, I know, to sort of segue here, one of our sponsors this week is Emotional Botox, which might be right up Courtney's alley. So could you read our ad copy for Emotional Botox?
I'd love to, Tom.
Oh, Courtney's got it, Will. Will, you snooze, you lose, Will.
I'm sorry. I was just going to interject. Yeah, I missed this email as well. So
Will,
I don't know if it was a bulk email with some attached PDFs or something, but I've checked my spam subsequently, and it's not there either. So either you're just intentionally leaving me out, or
well, look,
maybe I'm deleting them subconsciously.
Which email should you send it to? It's because I think the one that we have on file is Little Will just needs a hug right now. 657-895.
Don't give that out on the show. Come
okay.
on.
Well, I won't say which network.
Yeah, no, that's obviously the right email address.
That is okay.
Don't say it.
Well, you got to prepare, Will. Okay, so Courtney's got it.
20 people that watch this, and I'm gonna get 100 emails tomorrow, maybe.
Emotional Botox, when your best friend leaves you out of the loop and you need something to cover all your worries. Emotional Botox. That's all we got for this week. They send us the segments of how we're supposed to advertise for them, so hopefully next week.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand.
Did they send a brochure of how it works? I'm so interested. Is it a spa treatment, or how does emotional Botox work?
It's truly an eyebrow-raising subject, isn't it?
I mean, have you tried it? Did they give you a sample?
Tom, do these 4 headlines look like I've tried emotional Botox?
I'm not sure what you want me to say.
Wow. So
Maybe.
Stress relieved.
We'll get back to it next week.
Let's just contrast your own forehead and probably mine even. That looks so stress free. I got almost a week's worth of stress up here.
That's what
And
you need, emotional Botox.
Yeah, Will.
all
So
right.
you didn't get anything from any other sponsors this week then?
Well, I did get this one copy, but
Okay.
I got it in the mail, and
Hmm.
I got it with like no return address. And
Well, that sounds reasonable. I
there
mean,
was
what?
like a little card in it that had like some weird little letters on it.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Read it. Read it. Go for it.
I don't know if it's a good idea to read it.
Oh
Or,
yeah, yeah. I'm sure it is. What could go wrong?
Do it.
I mean, okay, sure, yeah.
This is money in our
Just-
pockets.
Well, not that much money. They gave me some kind of like weird foreign money in the envelope, and then I take it at the bank, and it's only worth like 7 or 8 grand. And I was like, "That's not that much."
Hey, that's
Considering we're
plenty.
doing a whole ad here, and that's 5 minutes.
There you go. That's our rate, everybody. In case you're listening and wondering if you want to get in on this sweet, sweet big schmooze action.
Well, the annoying part, I'm going to be honest, the annoying part was the fact that it was in a foreign currency, and then I had to go to like, an exchange place.
Yeah.
And anyways,
Doesn't Sears do
4
that?
hours. No, Sears. Well, the Sears next to me like closed down, and I was like, ugh. Love going there. They always had the newest stuff, and it was always so cheap. Anyways,
All right. So what does the ad say?
yeah. Let me see if I can. Okay, so that's not it.
Will, you gotta get prepped here. What's going on? Gotta.
No, I'm sorry.
Got some professionalism
It came in an
issues here.
So I got to go through
How many-
some mail here.
Will's got to read his
Okay, yeah.
mail.
It was
Okay,
my
sorry.
understanding.
No,
Let's be clear for a second. It was my understanding we weren't gonna get professional until like the third season.
Yeah, but then Big Garg reached out, and what was I? Well, I'm supposed to turn down Big Garg. Courtney, if you turn down Big Garg, you don't. Nobody ever hears from you ever again. Frankly, I don't know a nicer way to say it, but you don't say no to Big Garg.
Okay.
Okay, Will, you ready on that
It's
note?
duly noted.
What's our special?
See, again, I wasn't in the meeting, so I'm just I'm gonna keep a note on.
Look,
that.
it's a blessing, Will. It's
Sort of-
the second he gets his claws in you, they don't come out. Will, I think it's for the best. Count your blessings.
Is Big Garg a little troll man?
No,
Possibly.
no,
Okay, just
no.
checking.
He's very
Just
not
checking.
trollish. I wouldn't describe him as trollish at all.
Okay, well,
So, okay, what's our ad? What's our sponsor? Let's get this out of the way.
all right. So it says, have you ever supported an army on Patreon before? Oh, interesting. I haven't. Full disclosure, I haven't read this yet, so this is just sort of
Of course, yeah.
off the top.
Yeah.
So sponsoring an army on Patreon, it says, now is the time. It is better than ever. Prepare, comrade, to arm yourself and your friends. Run to the front line and seek destruction. Sorry, it's sort of poorly English, poor English grammar. It has sort of like the weird letters, and then it has English on the side of it. So I'm doing my best here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have a bit of a reading deficiency. So
You're doing great.
okay, so it says, seek seek destruction for the barbarianisms of the neighbor, and fund our holy war. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, this says, it goes on to say, that put in the work, and things will go as expected. Cool. So yeah, poor English, but I think the gist of this is that this is this is just a regular Patreon that you can visit, and you can buy ammunition for an army. It's weird. So again, they sent a decent amount of cash. So it has this sort of a price structure here and like a whole pyramid. We'll try and throw it up on our Twitter page. But it's basically like a tier list of, if you want to buy like a cannon, that's like $50. It says if you want to buy a helicopter destruction rocket, that's only like $500 a month. And it says if you want to buy a adult sized bottle rocket, that's like 55 Yeah, there's different prices here. So, anyways, you can fund the prices of all these things. You know, bullets. They send pamphlets out as sort of propaganda. I don't know if you guys have ever played this, like The Sims or any sort of like simulation game where you sort of do a war. This sounds like that basically, but on
I
Patreon.
never
So
got that
that's
expansion pack
interesting.
where your Sims they join the civil unrest and kill their neighbors. But I heard it was a great expansion.
Oh, you never got Sim Civil War? It was great.
I
It was crazy.
No, it was an expensive one, and it was one of those things. It just the stars didn't
Yeah.
align. You were a big fan of that one.
Well, I mean, it had a bunch of graphics, man, that were pretty great, and you know, there were some glitches. I'm not gonna lie. You know, no game is perfect, and this game had its share of glitches,
Oh yeah.
I
but
heard that there
pretty
was
good
a
overall.
recall on that manufacturing, that those
Yeah, actually,
spontaneously combust. Was that part of the hype, or was that true?
yeah, it added to part of the thrill, and then people were like, "This is sort of a cult phenomenon." And I'm not gonna lie, I still have my copy. You know, it's a couple years old, but Sims Civil War is crazy. You know, you join sort of in the like turmoil and unrest of the civil society as like order and law begins to break down, and then you grab like a pitchfork, and then from there it's a very fast track into like sort of getting rid of all the aristocracy and all the fun. You know, it's sort of like the French Revolution in the modern day. It's kind of crazy. I wouldn't really recommend it for the real world, so
What was the
hopefully that
soundtrack
doesn't
that
happen.
played for yours?
What was that?
What soundtrack played?
I don't know. It was from the same guy that did like the soundtrack for, I think, some Pirates of the Caribbean movie or something.
See,
you know, like
I was thinking it'd be a lot
the
of
guy who
lot
did
of
the
banjos, fiddles.
Nah, it was orchestral and sweeping. It was beautiful. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
sort of like reminiscent of, you know, niche reference here, reminiscent of sort of Ben-Hur, classic, fantastic
Yeah.
soundtrack.
That niche movie that got
Amazing.
14 Oscar nominations. Ben-Hur. Yeah.
This is the most. It's the most esoteric movie I've ever seen. To be honest with you.
I remember sometime fairly recently, Ben Shapiro had a tweet. It was something like, name the most underrated movie you've ever seen. He's like, I'll go first, Amadeus, which got like 10 Oscar nominations. Pretty sure if you get nominated for Best Picture and everything else you're eligible for, I don't know if that's underrated at that point.
I think a lot of people watched that.
Yeah, it was a pretty big one. But anyway, so we have a couple things here. I know, it's not clear what exactly is going on in the world. We don't quite have a picture from the news, but I did come across something on Twitter that I thought was interesting as far as what exactly our news is like. So let me go ahead and share this with you here.
I just want to say, to be fair, there will be more next week. So if you invite me back, I could,
Yes, okay, we'll invite you back. Don't worry. Okay. So this is a transition on the news here that I want to play for you. So this is in Ukraine. I guess there's some kind of, I don't know if this is where the bottle rockets, the adult-sized bottle rockets, are flying out, or what exactly is going on here. But I just want to admire this because this was on the real news here.
Little bit of chicken fried.
Okay, I'm going to stop us right there. This is a real. It went a little bit ahead of where I wanted it to. Let me back up just a little bit there. Right there. That was on the news in the last 24 hours, and I just gotta say, work of art. Maybe not an intentional work of art, but like whatever that's supposed to be in the Applebee's commercial, and then that gets played during live coverage of air raids. Yeah, that's what a great world we live in.
That's very metaverse.
And there's another situation that's going on, which is I saw Variety just posted a couple of hours ago that somebody has gone to Ukraine to try to figure out what's going on. Who would you guess? Who's the person you'd send if we have like one person who can solve whatever's going on over there? Who is the man for the job?
Liam Neeson.
Just yeah, we're basically like the government is sort of like, you know, that movie Taken that you were in, or that movie Taken 2 or Taken 3. Yeah, can you just do that and you know, we'll pay whatever you need. Find them,
You know
get
that
them.
movie Took? You know that movie Took? They use the past tense. You know that movie Took that you were in? Yeah, go do that. We need you to do that, Liam. Knock it out of the park for us.
Here's $1 billion.
Here's $100 billion, Liam. Go fund an amusement park on your front lawn and have a great life. Live extravagantly.
All right, so Courtney says Liam Neeson. Will, who are you picking?
We have to pick somebody?
Yeah, who you're in charge. The government has asked you to go figure out. Okay, how do we settle down the geopolitical conflicts in the world? Who's the man for the job?
Can I change mine?
Yeah. Liam's fired.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Liam. Sorry.
Liam,
Greta
Liam,
Thunberg?
don't cash that check. That $100 billion we sent you. We're
It's
gonna,
okay.
we're
It's
gonna take that
invalid
back.
anyways. Nobody gives anyone a check for that much money. You're gonna wire it over later with a bunch of lawyers around.
Don't spend that. We're gonna take it back. We changed our mind. That's when Liam.
Don't just trade that in for a handful of beans, there, Liam. That's worth quite a bit, sonny boy. That's worth.
That's
beans.
well. That's the opening of a Taken movie right there, because he's like, I will get you and I will find that $100 billion.
Yeah, that's the first act of a Took.
I have a very particular set of skills at getting my money.
I'm a very vindictive and financially scrupulous man.
All right, so Liam's.
He's also a cheapskate. They just sort of add that. Sorry, never mind.
So anyway,
Continue.
Liam's out. Who's in, Courtney?
Greta Thunberg.
Oh. Okay. Like she'll go give a speech, or what do you have in mind?
I think she's gonna walk up. I could see her going straight to the source. I guess that's where my head's going with it. I want to see her walk up to Putin, maybe, you know, grab him, talk some sense into him.
It'd be
Smack him around a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be a great visual. That's for sure.
It'd be
That's
great.
all.
Yeah. That would be so satisfying.
All right. So Will, who's your nominee?
Wow. How do I top that? You know what I mean? What can I possibly, who's better for the job? You know what I mean? We fired Liam because it wasn't right. We found Greta. Who else do we need to hire here? You know,
There's probably I mean, I don't know who else makes that short list, because that's quite a spread of talents between those two, between Liam and Greta.
They could work together.
they could team up. Yeah. And that would be kind of cool because as you have sort of Greta smacking him around, you have Liam flip kicking, doing some curb stomping and some fat grabbing and some elbow smashing and all the
Slapping.
moves. Yeah,
if
all the Taken moves.
if we're gonna go with like a
Taekwondo.
if we're gonna go with like a buddy cop sort of approach to solving the world's problems, why don't we just make it Rush Hour 4? Is my proposal.
With Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Yep. Yeah.
Dare we call it
Perfect.
Russian Hour 4?
Russian Hour 4. Yeah.
Let's punch
Rush Hour 4. Russian Hour. Yeah, that'd be my proposal. But
like it.
instead, what actually happened is Sean Penn, according to Variety, Sean Penn is on the ground in Ukraine, and I got a picture of him here. Let me share it with you so you can see what's going on in our world
Oh,
here.
good.
Because Sean Penn, the man for the job.
Perfect. Well,
Okay.
the war's over, basically.
Sean Penn. Sean Penn's on the ground in Ukraine filming a documentary about Russia's invasion. Vice Studios confirmed. The filmmaker appeared at a press briefing on Thursday in Kiev, listening to government officials speak about the crisis. And I gotta say, I just hope he shows up in this exact outfit. Probably does not speak any of the languages anyone speaks in that hemisphere. And just like nodding his head.
Speak a Slavic language, really, Mr. President, but the translator will get this to you.
You tell him. Yeah, I picture it's a lot of like he's not really invited. They definitely don't want like a Hollywood star's input, but he's like doing a lot of like pulling people aside, and he's like, you tell him I know how to win this war. Yeah. Just like it's too loud, like he should be whispering it, but then like this press conference probably stops because it's like this guy sitting in the second row is talking really loudly and aggressively, and they're like, and then he doesn't have anything to say because he needs a translator, and he's just hoping someone will translate whatever kind of threat / plan he's got in mind to the person. That's kind of what I picture is happening. And then the other times he's probably running around with his camera because I guess he's making a documentary. Not that this guy's ever made a documentary before in his life, so he's like running around with his phone. Hey, I'm Sean Penn. I'm making a documentary.
I hope he's wearing that dorky war outfit the entire time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it looks, I'm sure nobody else is wearing anything like that. Even the soldiers. They're like, we're wearing something totally different.
I don't think our bingo cards were wild enough.
It's true.
Yeah, we did not have Sean Penn single-handedly goes to solve the war in Ukraine. Although that would have sounded as weird as anything we did have. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm telling you, next week, Chester the Cheetah's getting Me Too'd.
I was just talking the other night. I don't know if you have strong feelings about Jerry Lewis, the absent-minded professor or whatever, or a nutty professor. You know Jerry Lewis, Will?
Sure.
Guy was in movies in like the 40s and 50s. I don't know. Somebody was talking about a movie that he was in because they were like, we were at trivia and they said, put these movies in order of release. And one of them was Flubber. And I'm thinking like, isn't Flubber the Robin Williams one? That's like a remake, right? And I'm thinking like, I think there's like some old Jerry Lewis one where I don't know what it's called. And the trivia host was like, there's only one movie called Flubber. So I'm like, okay, it must be called like Dr. Flubber's Weird Goo or something. I don't know. I eventually look it up, and it's called, I think, The Absent-Minded Professor. It actually does not star Jerry Lewis, but nevertheless, I decided in my head before we looked it up, it must be a Jerry Lewis movie, because I was thinking of The Nutty Professor. And he's just like this annoying guy. Let me pull up. I bet if I show you 3 pictures of Jerry Lewis, you'll say, I don't like this guy. So here, hold on. Let me pull up just a Google image search of Jerry Lewis.
Did you what kind of search?
Just a Google. Oh, sorry. Oh man, Courtney, you caught me. Let me switch over to a gargoyle search really quickly here.
I'm telling you, Tom, that tie is mine. Soon enough.
If Big Gar knows I just did a Google search, this is my last big schmooze. This is my last day on planet Earth, I think.
Yeah, we better cut that out too.
Yeah,
sure.
Chase, cut that out.
Have our producer do it.
Yeah,
it's a good thing. This is just a practice round, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most of this probably will hopefully get in, but half of it, who knows?
So, what are your impressions of this?
Well, I'm also looking on my Gargoyle search engine, and I see a picture of him in a gaping smile with his dentures, and that to me makes sense of how you perceive him.
Yeah. I mean,
I see a problem actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
It's in addition to the sort of ugly little man on the screen. No offense, but it's not libelous since he's passed away. I think that was a.
Will, you shut your mouth.
Search.
Shut up, Will.
Well.
Don't say another word.
I'm not gonna throw us under the bus here with Big Garg, but it's.
You're trying to get in with Garg. He apparently doesn't even email you.
We'll cut that out too, Chase. Just
Yeah, Chase, get that out.
But yeah, if the Big Garg is as threatening as you say, this is.
Yeah, his name is.
Have your legs broken?
He goes by Big Garg. He's not gonna be
have your
cuddly.
Thumbs. Yeah. Well. It's just intimidating. Is all I'm saying. Like I at least got sort of an ad read in the mail, and it was casual, and like I'm not saying the way that you're getting ads is bad, but I'm saying that if Big Garg can do us harm and my address is on any statements or whatever, then Big Garg might be knocking down my door.
Well,
to steal some
that
of my
reminds me.
electronics.
He did ask me to make sure that he's got your right email, which we did confirm. Your address is 675
No, I mean, don't give that. Come on,
Palm
don't
Street
give that.
Avenue. Oh, no,
That's
okay.
not.
That's not right. Okay. Well, anyway.
That's an old address.
Okay. Okay, Garg. So don't.
Chase, just cut all this out. Let's just take this again. Ready from the top and set.
Okay. So Jerry Lewis.
Hello and welcome back.
Jerry Lewis seems like he
Damn
sucks,
it, Tom.
right?
Let's wait. Redo it.
Welcome back to the Big Schmooze. I don't know where we're starting from, Will.
Okay, go. Redo.
I don't like Jerry Lewis. Do you like Jerry Lewis, Will?
Hate him.
Yeah.
What a sucker.
Well, so I was saying this on Tuesday night. Guess what comes out Wednesday morning? What news comes up?
Jerry Lewis died.
No, but he's canceled. Turns out he was a pervert.
Really?
I hated him before it was cool to hate him. But yeah, he's worse. Instead of just being annoying, he also was a sexual deviant, apparently.
Wait, you're telling me that creep that I just saw?
I'm telling you that creep.
Where were any of the red flags? It was such a beautiful and innocent appearance. It's not like he looked hideous or anything.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw that out there as far as people getting canceled. Because I was thinking of the Cheeto man, the Cheeto cat.
Yeah, how deviant we talking?
I don't know. I didn't really look. I think it was like taking advantage of women on set in various ways. So,
yikes.
Gross.
Yeah. But I don't know. Will, you and I had the same reaction, which is like, this guy was a huge movie star for a very long time. And I think we looked at him for 10 seconds and it's like, yeah, there's something wrong.
Yeah,
that guy's
wrong.
not on the up and up.
I don't want to watch his movie that much because it doesn't look that good. I don't know. You know how sometimes you can tell from the cover of a movie, like, this is going to be shitey.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, I think Sharknado 4 is going to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because of the cover. But, sometimes you get those weird off ones that are good. But yeah, most of the time it's like 50% of the time you can tell from the cover.
Yeah, he's bad.
Makes sense.
And he's canceled. And I'm happy. I'm happy about that. I'm happy
That's
that
good.
this man is done. Because I
still haven't quite grasped how you cancel the deceased. I mean, you just take all their stuff away,
much like Will with the federal butt inspectors,
It was sorry, it's not funny to make light of this trauma. I got my door kicked
those
in.
guys who kicked in and said, "Hey, it's me, the real FBI."
Again, they didn't say real FBI. They just said FBI, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" I took them at their word.
Turn around so I can point my real gun at the back of your head.
Well, no, they didn't do anything like that. They just sort of knocked me unconscious, grabbed some of my stuff.
Close your eyes.
Out of the house.
Close your eyes. I got a real warrant right here.
Oh well, I mean, I didn't.
Close your eyes. Here's my real badge. I left my badge in the car, but it's real.
They just kicked my door in. They weren't even sort of. Hello, good morning. I'll be honest. I have a cleaning lady, and she does it perfectly.
Yeah.
And the FBI could take a note or two, and it's sort of. Let me go like this. Good morning. Good day. May I please enter? And yeah, no problem. Come on in. Oh, thank you so much. I will enter right now. Picks up all the stuff and walks in, and it does sort of like a little
bow
nod of respect. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you. Good morning to you. And then, oh, thank you. May I please get to work? Oh, of course. Go ahead, knock yourself out. So it's perfect. If the FBI did a little bit more of sort of that encounter, that would be great.
Yeah, maybe you should lead some training for the real FBI.
We should set that up. Yeah,
okay.
I'll have
make some calls.
I'll make some calls. See if we can make that happen.
Hey, let me see your ID. You only had 50 cents in here. They hand your wallet back to you, right?
Yeah.
There were no credit cards in here when I got it. I don't know what happened to them. You might want to look into it.
That's actually, I'm glad you pointed that out, because I don't know if I mentioned, but when I sort of got knocked out by the FBI, they grabbed my computer and also most of the cash that was in my wallet. So, all of the cash that was in my wallet.
Mm-hmm.
if I'm being honest. And
A 20.
it was a 30.
You had to say a 40.
It
It was a 40.
Well, I wish it was a 40. Don't we all? But yeah, I would say that, you know, this is not a good approach to sort of like steal people's stuff. You know what I mean? Sort of the FBI should ask.
Yeah.
You know, and
Got any milk?
maybe-
And they're going to your
Yeah, I wouldn't
refrigerator,
mind, you know.
drinking milk right out of the
You want me to
carton.
heat that up, sir, and put some espresso in that for you? No problem. You can wait here, and you know, we'll.
The spaghetti's are 2 or 3 days old.
Well,
I made that last night.
Future is in HR for the FBI.
Oh, really? Wait, who is?
Maybe that's your future. Maybe that's the
Oh.
job you need in the metaverse.
That's true.
Learn it there
that's
and
great.
then translate into real life.
You think I would be able to get a meta FBI sort of meta government job? How hard would that be? You think? I wonder.
Take a couple clean tests, and I think you're good.
I don't think there's a
Well,
big like market
meta
of people,
tests,
right?
or-
There's not a lot of people in the metaverse right now, so it's not a big pool of applicants.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty clean in the metaverse because I got drunk one time with a VR headset on, sort of in the metaverse. And I don't know if you've ever put a VR headset on. It's already extremely disorienting. So I'm doing this. And then, you know, my character in the metaverse, I tossing back tequila shots, you know, racking up a gigantic sort of bar bill. And then, you know, I have my card on file, and it's dangerous because it's like, hey, barkeep, you know, get another half rack over here and make them doubles, you know. And then sort of as I've tossed back, I think it was like 48 meta shots. My credit card's screaming at me, you know, like stop, this is bad.
Does
You know, the
your
VR
meta
headset is
credit
making
card?
me so spinny
Yeah.
that I just took off the headset and I threw up, and then I was like,
Ooh.
you know, this is not good. And then I took a Dramamine, and then I fell asleep for about 26 hours. And I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe some techie problem. But
What was the
I
lesson
was
of that
wearing
story?
the VR headset, and then I got drunk in the meta space, sort of meta drunk, if you will, which is weird because, you know, it's not really like real drunk. It's just
Yeah.
disorienting.
Okay.
So I'm not recommended, but, you know, to each their own. So I wish you the best.
You're one of the 5 people in the metaverse who
yeah.
has like a criminal record in the metaverse.
Well, I thought I bought the Grand Theft Auto metaverse, sort of.
Not to be confused with Grand Theft Auto Civil War or Sims Civil War.
They're all, you know, they're all fun games, and as a cult collector, I say more power to
What
it.
fun escapism we have in our culture today. Sims Civil War, you know. Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, they try and make it sort of, you know, forget about your day-to-day troubles and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's so immersive, and it's like, this is great to just like blow off some steam here, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
That's good.
you know, we got a lot of balls in the air here for stuff to talk about. Seeing what's going on in the news. Courtney's in charge of that. You know, Big Garg's going to go give Will a little visit, I think, now that his address is confirmed. So, you know, we'll see what happens next week. Make sure to use Gargoyle, the #1 search engine for all the things that you want to find, except watch out for those monsters, you know, whatever. You know, it's not scary. It's not scary. Get vaccinated, just like that troll did. He's really happy now.
Also, not scary.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was a nice little story. I'm happy we were able to really do something good for the world tonight.
You know, I'm gonna just jump in for a sec. It was just sort of reminiscent of that Imagine video last week. You know, the celebrities doing a public good. You know, that's our little public good, and that's our little blessing to
But
COVID,
not
and that's our little like helpfulness to, you know, getting the message out and spreading the vaccine and just getting this thing into everybody ASAP.
Yep, we're getting that little prick
All over.
right into everybody.
Into everybody. I'm talking 3-4 times, 16 times, whatever it takes, you know.
Yeah.
Daily basis, even. We'll be shooting up every day. Who cares? You know, it's just a little needle. It's not that bad. So
Consult the doctor
Yeah.
and his, I don't know, nurse or friend or whatever exactly the dynamic
friends.
is.
Wait a second. Go to a legitimate medical clinic. Don't be effing around trying to get the vaccine from a doctor and his friend.
Doctor
I don't know why.
and his friend Courtney are just wandering around, and who knows?
Friend. Yeah, pay no mind to them. They're my friend. Show me that vein again, son. That sounds a little dodgy. I don't know. I might not use that doctor.
Well, this has
Go
been
to
yeah.
go to a sanctioned Garg sort of a CVS location at your. You can find it. Well, again, we'll put more information on the Twitter about the Garg app you can download. Sort of allow the location, and you'll be able to find in any local area the place to get the vaccine, to go to, sort of get this COVID thing over with. And Big Garg makes a little portion of the proceeds, gives that straight to cancer. So it's a little blessing as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Make sure you support that, and we really appreciate Big Garg. And if he does pay a visit, I would say please come in lightly and sort of knock with sort of soft hands. Thank you.
And I don't need any more flaming bags of fertilizer either. So we're good.
Oh yeah.
That too. So.
Yeah. So
Wait, are you sure that was Big Garg, or you don't think that could have just been some like neighborhood kid punks, or maybe even some like criminals? I hear like, I don't know. People are weird these days, so you shouldn't trust anyone.
You should set up a cam and report back next week with what you see.
All right. You're right.
All right.
You're right.
Well, this has been the Big Schmooze, everybody. Stay tuned, and make sure you're watching out for those adult-sized bottle rockets. Make sure you hit subscribe, and we'll be back next week.